Hey, welcome back to Making an Influencer. This is for the month of November, and we started the month with the bitman 360 being added to the Aussie Bitcoiners Hall of Fame. Here you can see just down here, I've been added amongst all these other Australian Bitcoiners, so that was a nice start to the month. Also started to pay, now we've got a couple of that was month 4, so it's a bit more information coming in here about watch time, which is increasing pretty good, 88% according to YouTube channels. And watch time is something that I've been working on, hoping to try to increase, because I understand that the YouTube algorithms prioritize such things. I've opened up Imgur account, a Facebook account, and a Twitch account. I was looking at automation for comment generating, and I came across this talk to transfer, which is kind of interesting. You can write stuff like blockchain gaming is the future, and hit complete, and it will generate, and then I can just copy paste that shit into comments if necessary. It's an easy way to generate some babble. Which actually turned out to generate quite a bit of engagement, actually. So there's a few different tools like that, like the random comment generator as well, which is just, you can hit nonsense and it will just shows that it doesn't really matter too much about what you put in the comments, and get the conversation going and stuff in other channels, because people tend to respond regardless. The free trial on IG, I came across this guy. He randomly messaged me, and I asked him, all right, let's give it a go, have a free test, and see if they all vanish within a week, and they hadn't. So I went ahead and tried that trial out with him. I was listening to some podcasts, and I also found that these guys, Business World Daily from BBC, had a similar story, which was a super. I recommend listening to this episode, because it was a little bit like what I was up to. Apart from he went straight for buying followers, which I actually was inspired to go ahead and try out because of this free trial with the Instagram guy. So I got back in touch with him after a week or so, and looked okay. We had a bit of a conversation. I asked for 10,000 originally. He was trying to get me to pay in PayPal or MoneyGram and I was like, look, I don't. Do you have any crypto? Do you take crypto? And he was like, yeah, sure, Bitcoin. $20 worth of Bitcoin for 2,000 followers, 200 per day, which he seems to have forgotten to turn off, because we're well into December now, and 10 15 days have passed, and they're still. Bot accounts are still dripping in, and that started. I think we started at 276 followers, and now we are at So it's gone over 3,000 when really you should have only added 2,000. It's nearly 1,000 over, which is. I haven't had the heart to reach out and say, look, you should probably turn the bot off yet. So I'm kind of curious to see how long that will continue on for. Anyway, to be honest, crypto Twitter heavyweights are leading the discussion. And it's all very libertarian, as you might imagine. Actually, there's a hell of a lot of nonsensical shit going on, mixed in with some sort of people that take themselves very serious, and obviously well known in the community. Yeah, the John Oliver episode, I did experimented with some reaction videos this month, and put out one reacting to John Oliver's cryptocurrency episode, which immediately got global. Blocked globally, which was a little bit unfair, I felt. So I eventually found a way around that by publishing it in BitTube, which is an account that I've been sort of developing lately. Oh yeah, also the track Crypto Karaoke Down Under, got immediately monetized and claimed by Sony, Warner Chappell. Is being monetized by them. I guess I did such a great job of covering the track, even though I rewrote the lyrics myself. I kind of found that a bit bizarre that they decided to monetize it, even though I used the crypto karaoke version and I wrote my own lyrics. So I'm still somewhat tempted to pursue that and see if I should make a claim or file a dispute even, but I haven't really got around to that yet. I went ahead and experimented in the Ripple subreddit. So one of the React videos I did was based on this guy. I think he was on Bloomberg. I did a reaction there, and I knew if I put it in Ripple, I might provoke some sort of response. And actually, this video got a 100 and something views very, very quickly, and also a lot of people who responded thought bitman was a douchebag and what have you, an idiot, but also thought he was for real, which is a dilemma that I'm having to face quite frequently now, because so often people believe that he's actually for real. So yeah, I mean, stoking the fire, provocative, being provoking, it does work for engagement, increasing engagement levels. Whether or not you want to do that is up to you, I guess, depending on your project. The actual project itself, this Bitman 360, is starting to become a little bit too real for myself as well. Not only are people out there believing him, I'm starting to, after 4 months deep, he's starting to sort of pollute a lot of my thinking as well. You know, what would he do about this? How would he present this? Blah blah blah. And that's a bit overwhelming. It makes me sort of start to understand a little bit more what it means to be an influencer in the digital marketing sense of the word. And I feel fucking sorry for them, to be honest. I would never want to be an influencer for real. It's just it's a 24/7 ordeal, and constantly having to be conscious of how you're presenting yourself, even if maybe it's true this has become a little bit too real for me. So I need to back off and get back to the comedy, increase the satire, which I've done with some of my more recent pieces that you may have seen. Finally put some new banner art together, committing to a weekly time schedule for publishing, so 9 PM Sundays Central European time, put a video out once a week, whereas before I was just sort of generating a bunch of content and sticking it out there, trying different things in terms of premiering it. Now I'm just going to commit to a Sunday evening every week. And then dotted in there I'll publish some other stuff via the social channels, smaller stuff. Getting back to the decentralized Me Too campaign as well, like I want to go back to this and actually start to sort of really work with this a bit more, and actually attempt to decentralize him properly, and kind of started to do that with his account bittubers.com. I mean, I had to choose one. I looked at a bunch of them. This is the one I've gone for. This coupled with Mastodon. That's been around a long time, but the engagement levels are pretty low, but maybe I haven't been so present myself. BitTubers, on the other hand, I mean, this video, I just put this up this morning and it's already had 370 views, so this is a dedicated community here that seem to be supporting Bitman. Although I'm trying to keep with the satirical approach, because I'm having this dilemma where people are thinking he's for real, I've realised that he is getting more and more serious, and he's doing more and more serious content, as in his...
Everybody's scrambling for followers or
this recent thing, which is an idea that I've wanted to play with for a while, so I just went ahead and did it. It's a legacy piece, so it should stand on its own for many, many years to come. So on reflection, I think this this character is getting more and more real, and next month I intend to try to come back to the more comical approach and create some more comedy thinking. I mean, I've got a backlog of ideas, but I don't know, stick in there. I'm committed to 12 months, and like I say, until I get invited onto another show to talk about something in the crypto world, then those are my two options out. Until next month.